Welcome to Raj Code Academy. We are going to start off with a new series related to Java technology, that is full stack Java, and that too in the latest year 2026. In this full stack Java, we are going to cover the contents, the topics like initially we go with core Java. We will be learning advanced Java like JDBC servlets, JSP, and we will be covering the databases like MySQL and Oracle. And even we are going to discuss the web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, TypeScript, Angular, React, and we'll be even making use of the important frameworks like Hibernate, Spring Boot, microservices. We'll be even covering the topics related to AWS and Linux, and very important one, DevOps tools like Docker, Jenkins, Kubernetes. I'll be giving more details what we are going to cover in this series full stack Java in the next videos. In this video, we'll be understanding more about what is this full stack development. This is very important interview question. What is full stack development? When you are developing a web application, we are having three important layers, that is front end, back end and database. When you go with front end, what is this front end? The content what we display onto the browser window, where the user can interact with the application using front end. And how we develop this front end? By using the web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, Angular, React. And the people who take care of this front end part, we call them as front end developers or UI developers, that is user interface developers, or web developers. Now from front end, we are going to send the request to the backend. Backend is going to process our data, and the people who take care of this backend, we call them as backend developers. And we can make use of that backend technologies like Java or .NET or Python or PHP. The people who are related to Java technology, we can call them as Java developers. If they are related to .NET developers. Similar way, Python developers, PHP developers. So the people who take care of backend, we can call them as backend developers. And from backend, in order to store our data permanently, we make use of the databases. In databases, we can insert our details. It may be related to employee details or book details or account details. To store the data permanently, we make use of databases. And we can make use of database technologies like Oracle or MySQL or SQL Server or DB2. And the people who take care of this database, we can call them as database developers or DBAs. DBA means database administrators. In database, we are going to insert the data or update the data or delete the data, or we can even retrieve the data from the database, and those details are given back to backend. And backend is going to provide the response back onto the front end. The people who take care of this front end, we call them as front end developers. The people who take care of backend, we can call them as backend developers. The people who take care of database part, we call them as database developers. So in the olden days, when the project is developed, we are having three categories of developers like front end developers, backend developers, and database developers. Nowadays, the market is full of full stack developers, meaning the developer should be able to take care of front end, back end and even database. So the people who take care of front end, back end and database, all the three layers, we can call them as full stack developers. This is very important and very important during interview times. Nowadays, many companies are looking for full stack developers. In this course, as we are related to Java programming, we are going to learn more on Java related technologies. Like we'll be covering in this full stack Java codes, like core Java. Then we go with web technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, TypeScript, Angular, and React. And in related to Java, again we cover advanced Java like JDBC, servlets, JSP. And we'll be covering the important frameworks like Hibernate, Spring, Spring Boot, microservices. Even we'll discuss some of the important tools like Maven tool, GitHub tool, Log4j tool, Postman tool, so and so. We'll be covering most of the important tools. And even we'll be learning Linux and AWS and the DevOps tools like Docker, Jenkins, and Kubernetes. And we'll be covering two databases in this course, that is MySQL and Oracle. Please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.